You need to stop scrolling because the day is finally here when introverts are taking over the US economy. I know it's a really bold statement, but whether you agree with it in your personal life or not, there are some really fascinating headwinds that are going to be impacting our collective, creative, emotional, and physical well-being for years to come. And I want to talk to you about the science behind all of it. But first, to ground you in what the heck we're talking about, this piece came out last week in Bloomberg by economist Allison Schrager, who discovered through both her own personal experience and through data and economic trends that a lot of people have discovered that they prefer staying in rather than going out. As an introvert myself, I've definitely experienced a lot of the relief of these trends, but I do think there are a couple of important factors that Allison is missing in her piece. Before we dive in, let me give you a reason why I'm qualified to speak on this. We haven't met yet on the internet before. I'm Katina Bajaj. I am the co-founder and chief well-being officer of Daydreamers, which is a startup that's helping all adults strengthen their creative health in order to feel less burned out and more alive. And I got my master's in clinical psychology from Columbia's Mind Body Institute, where I studied the intersection of creativity and our mental well-being. Something that I actually never share on my TikTok is that I studied finance in undergrad and started my career at an investment bank in New York. So this crossover with economics and social psychology is fascinating. So let's dive into what Allison has to say and why I think having an introvert-led economy is actually really powerful for our creative, emotional, and psychological well-being. Y'all should definitely go read the piece and tell me what you think. It's free on Bloomberg, but as an overview of what Allison says, I think this pretty much sums it up. In short, Americans are spending less time with each other and more time on their screens. Allison dives into some current trends about restaurants, how early or late we're eating, how much we're spending, if we're drinking or not, and what we're doing afterwards. And in turn, correlates that to how often we're socializing with each other in person versus how often we're playing games or watching TV. Allison is basically saying that we're not having fun if we're not going out to restaurants and socializing in person in the ways that we used to. Here she says, more seriously and more long-term, if the younger generation continues to drink less, they will be physically healthier. But if they continue to socialize less, they may end up being less connected. And the result could be a decline in mental health and social cohesion. That could be the best argument against today's introvert economy. If you don't have fun now, you'll pay for it later. Now here is where I strongly disagree as a creative health scientist, and we see this every day at Daydreamer. Having fun does not only mean going out to bars or going out to restaurants and socializing in the ways that we did pre-pandemic. Something that I talk about all the time on here is the importance of having fun, of being bored, of allowing yourself to be creative without the pressures of a productive society. And I think that all of this data is looking at a very old paradigm and definition of what fun means. In our current world, having fun can be playing video games, connecting with other people on Discord, getting into the flow by creating something in your own apartment or bedroom. Scientifically, the way that we play and enjoy as adults doesn't necessarily need to happen in large groups of people or in person. Playing a puzzle or Guess Who with your roommate on a Saturday night can be just as powerful for connection and well-being as going to a bar with loud music and lots of drinks. And I can speak from deep personal experience on this. The entire reason that we started Daydreamers in the first place is because all of the ways that we were conditioned to have fun, i.e. going out to eat, going to bars, weren't actually fulfilling and enjoyable for the long term. And when we started creating just for fun, not to start a side hustle or be creators full time, we actually remembered what it felt like to really, really enjoy ourselves, and the science backs it up. I have so many thoughts on this, and I really want to hear what you think in the comments, but my main takeaway is that our definition of fun needs to radically change for our mental, creative, and social collective well-being. And just because we are spending less money and time on things that we used to enjoy doesn't mean that we're not substituting it with things that are actually really powerful for our health. Tell me what you think in the comments. I really want to talk about this because there are so many elements I'm not touching on here in this video, but let's talk. My main question is, do you feel like you're having fun in your life right now? And if not, what do you think or want to change in order to do so? And hey, if you want to have fun in a more creatively healthy way, come join us at Daydreamers. I think that we are hitting the nail on the head with these ideas.